Imagine blowing out the candles on your 65th birthday. The cake is cut, the family cheers, and then you set your alarm clock for 5 a.m. because you have to go to work the next morning. And the morning after that. And the morning after that. For decades, 65 was the magic number in Australia. It was the finish line. It was the moment you handed in the keys, grabbed your fishing rod, and finally got your life back. But right now, a silent, brutal shift is happening across this country. The goalposts have not just been moved, they have been ripped out of the ground and planted 5 years further down the field. The grim reality that nobody in Canberra wants to admit is that for a massive portion of the Australian middle class, 70 is the new 60. G'day. Today we are looking at a hard, undeniable truth. I'm going to show you exactly why the Australian system is mathematically designed to keep you on the treadmill until you are 70 years old. We are going to look at the invisible taxes, the debt trap, and the cruel paradox of ageism in the workforce. But more importantly, I am going to show you the escape tunnel. Because once you see how the trap is built, you can figure out exactly how to break out of it. To understand why you are being pushed to work longer, you have to look at the math from the government's point of view. When the Australian age pension was first introduced way back in 1909, the retirement age was set at 65. Do you know what the average life expectancy for an Australian man was in 1909? It was 55. The system was literally designed so that most people would never actually live long enough to collect a single cent. It was brilliant math for the Treasury. Fast forward to 2026. The average Australian is living well into their mid-80s. If you retire at 60, the government and your superannuation fund have to keep you alive and comfortable for 25 years. They simply cannot afford it. The official pension age has already been quietly bumped up to 67. But do not kid yourself for a second. The think tanks, the policy advisors, and the men in suits are constantly crunching the numbers to push it to 70. They float the idea in the media every few years to test the waters. From the government's perspective, the absolute perfect Australian citizen is someone who works hard, pays the maximum tax bracket until the age of 69, and then quietly drops dead on their 70th birthday without ever touching the public health system. They need your income tax to pay the nation's massive debt. Every year you stop working early is a year they lose out on your money. The system is entirely motivated to keep you in the workforce. The second reason you are being pushed to 70 is entirely our own fault. It is the Australian obsession with debt. 30 years ago, people bought a modest brick house in their 20s and had it completely paid off by the time they hit 50. Their 50s were spent turbocharging their savings. Today, because property prices have absolutely exploded, people are taking out their first massive 30-year mortgage at age 35 or 40, sometimes even older. Do the math on that. If you sign a 30-year mortgage at age 40, you are legally tied to the bank until you are 70 years old. You can't pull the pin and retire at 60 if you still have 10 years left on a $1 million loan. The bank does not care that your knees hurt. The bank does not care that you're tired of office politics. They just want their $7,000 a month. When you carry a mortgage into your 60s, you lose the power to choose. You become a hostage to your own roof. You are forced to keep grinding, keep dealing with the stress, and keep working long after your body tells you it is time to stop. Debt is the chain that keeps you bound to your desk until you are 70. The strategies we talk about on this channel are not a 100% magic solution for every single person. We all have a different hand of cards. Some of you are dealing with brutal medical bills. Some are single, some are divorced, some are wealthy, and some are starting from absolute zero. Please use this information as a guide, but always double-check your own specific situation with a professional before you make massive life changes. Take it seriously, because it is your life.
Since it is my duty to serve this community, I want you to make the call for the next video. Go down to the comments right now. Tell me, what is the biggest financial problem keeping you awake at night? What rule, tax or trap do you want me to explain next? I promise you, I will read every single message and I will reply to every single one of you. If you put a problem in the comments, we will sort it out together. Either I will break it down in a video, or one of the brilliant fellow Aussies in our comments section will jump in to help you. That is what we are here for. Now, let's get back to the video, because there is a very dark, cruel joke built into this work until you're 70 plan. Here is the sickest joke of the modern Australian economy. The government mathematically needs you to work until you are 67 or 70. The massive mortgage you sign forces you to work until you're 70. The cost of electricity and groceries demands that you work until you're 70. But nobody wants to hire a 58-year-old. We need to talk about the silent epidemic of ageism in the Australian workforce. It is illegal to say it out loud, but we all know what happens every single day. You hit your late 50s. You are at the top of your game, earning a decent salary. Then your company brings in a young executive holding a spreadsheet. They look at your salary and they realise they can fire you, hire two 25-year-olds for half the price and call it a corporate restructure. Suddenly, you are 58 years old, holding a cardboard box of your desk supplies and looking for a job. You send out 50 resumes. You have 30 years of incredible experience. But the HR departments look at your age, they assume you won't understand the new computer software, or they assume you will be too tired, and your resume goes straight into the bin. This is the ultimate trap. The system demands that you keep earning, but the corporate world refuses to let you play the game. When this happens, Aussies are forced to start drawing down on their superannuation early, just to survive the gap. They bleed their retirement accounts dry trying to pay the mortgage from age 58 to 67. By the time they actually reach the age pension, their wealth has been completely wiped out. Let's pretend you beat the odds. You keep your job, you get your debt under control, and you save a nice chunk of money. You look at your super balance at age 60 and think, I can quit now, I have enough. Enter the invisible thief, inflation. In 2026, we are learning a very painful lesson. $1 million simply does not buy what $1 million bought 10 years ago. If you retire at 60, you have to plan for at least 25 years of living. Even at a modest inflation rate of just 3 or 4%, the cost of your groceries, your home insurance, your council rates and your electricity will literally double during your retirement. If you need $50,000 a year to live comfortably today, you are going to need $100,000 a year just to maintain that exact same lifestyle when you're in your early 80s.
When you sit down and look at that compounding math, panic sets in. You realise that your nest egg isn't as bulletproof as you thought. So out of pure fear of running out of money, you convince yourself to stay at work just one more year. And then just one more year turns into 5. Before you know it, you are 70 years old, sitting in the same office chair, entirely because the fear of inflation kept you chained to the desk. So the system wants you to work until you drop. The banks want you in debt until you die. The cost of living is eating your savings. How do you beat it? How do you buy back your 60s? You have to actively rebel against the normal Australian lifestyle. Normal is broke. Normal is stressed. Normal is working until you are 70. To build your escape tunnel, you must execute 3 non-negotiable rules. First, you must brutally decouple from debt. If you are 50 years old and you have a massive mortgage on a giant house, you are in the danger zone. You need to swallow your pride, sell the massive house, downsize into something smaller and clear the debt completely. A paid-off roof is the only shield that protects you from the banking system. If you own nothing, you require drastically less income to survive. Second,
You have to pivot to transition to retirement. Do not wait until you are completely burnt out at 63 and risk getting fired. When you hit 60, if you have your debt cleared, use the TTR rules to drop down to working 2 or 3 days a week. It protects your mental and physical health, keeps some cash rolling in, and lets your super continue to compound without you working yourself into an early grave. Third, you have to stop inflating your lifestyle. You do not need the brand new caravan. You do not need to upgrade the car every 4 years. True wealth is not showing off to your neighbours. True wealth is waking up on a Wednesday morning and having absolutely nowhere to be.
The cold, hard truth is that nobody is coming to save you. The politicians will keep moving the goalposts to balance their budgets. The banks will keep offering you loans to keep you trapped. If you just float along with the tide, you will absolutely wash up on the shores of 70 years old, wondering where the last decade of your life went. You have to take the steering wheel. You have to look at your spreadsheets, slash your expenses, and make the hard, unpopular choices today so you can have your freedom tomorrow. You have earned the right to enjoy your final chapters. Do not let them steal your 60s. If this video gave you a wake-up call, hit that like button so YouTube shows it to more hard-working Aussies who need to hear this reality check. Make sure you hit subscribe and join the community. And do not forget to jump into the comments right now and tell me exactly what problem we are tackling next. I'm the Retired Aussie. Thanks for watching, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.